So, you've watched the new trailer for Strangers in Paradise Final Fantasy Origins, and might have seen one of these.
I'm here to kill chaos. Looks like chaos. I want to kill chaos.
The chaos is here.
This is the shrine of chaos. Chaos. We're here to kill chaos.
But now we've memed that to death, you might be wondering, what's the deal with that chaos guy? For this video, I'm going to go over Final Fantasy's first villain, the one who started it all. Quick little aside before we discuss chaos. If you enjoy the video, please be sure to send the like button the 100th chaos meme it's seen this week. I'm going to be uploading weekly videos on all things JRPGs, so if that sort of thing interests you, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell as well. With that out of the way, let's jump right back in. If you watched the trailer, you would have heard a disembodied woman's voice telling you about Garland, the man seen at the very end. She says, quote,
"There was a knight who left on the same journey as you, but never returned. His name was Garland. If you could, I would be grateful if you looked for him. He always wore such splendid armor, with a helmet that was terrifying to behold."
This is most likely Princess Sarah of Cordelia, an NPC you meet early on in the very first Final Fantasy. The king of Cordelia asks the Warriors of Light to rescue his daughter from a skilled and former knight named Garland. Garland is blackmailing the king, promising to return the princess in exchange for control of the entire kingdom. You know, usual stuff. The corrupted knight's profile in the official site for Theatrhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call states that he kidnapped Sarah after she did not reciprocate his love for her. Though, seeing that this is from a spin-off game, this may not necessarily be canon, though it does seem to be confirmed by the Ultimania. Calling him the first boss of the game would be giving him too much credit. Tutorial boss is more accurate considering how quickly he's dispatched by the freshly minted heroes who then head off into the sunset. And roll credits. That is, if the story of Garland ended there. The Warriors of Light come across the four Fiends of Chaos, who were created by their master to serve as his lieutenants, and cause destruction in their wake. There's Kraken, the squid-like fiend of water, Lick, the undead fiend of earth, Marilith, the serpentine fiend of fire, and Tiamat, the multi-headed draconic fiend of wind. After defeating all four and obtaining the power to travel through time, as you do, the Warriors of Light are transported 2,000 years ago to confront the master of the fiends. In the Shrine of Chaos, you battle the four fiends once more who are guarding the way to their maker. Surprise! It's Garland! See, when you killed Garland at the start of the game, the four fiends actually saved his life and sent him back in time 2,000 years ago. There, he would send the four fiends forward in time to save his life. As long as this cycle is never broken, Garland would never die. The seemingly immortal former knight absorbs the four fiends and becomes chaos. The Warriors of Light do battle once more, defeat the corrupted knight for good, and return peace to the convoluted timeline. Even though Garland/Chaos is an incredibly one-dimensional villain due to the limitations of the NES, he's fairly unique in Final Fantasy and gaming as a whole. The first boss is a weaker form of the true antagonist, who is hinted at throughout the game and revealed to be one and the same. It would be like if Cloud fought and soundly defeated Sephiroth instead of Guard Scorpion at the start of the game. It shows how much stronger the protagonist has gotten since their previous encounter, measured against a foe they once thought to be an easy fight. Though his motivations are simple, there are some deeper meanings behind Garland's name and design. For starters, a garland is a wreath of flowers typically worn on your head, given to Greek and Roman military heroes. It would be like how we award soldiers with medals for their courage and valor today. Considering how Garland was once a knight of Cordelia and the strongest in the realm, the name is certainly appropriate. Garlands are also shaped in a circle, which you could interpret as being a reference to the cyclical nature of his undying being. His backstory and armor could also be a reference to Darth Vader from Star Wars: A New Hope. Both villains wear a dark armor paired with an intimidating mask and cloak. They are both honored heroes and considered the strongest of their time, but were corrupted by their lust for power. This could be a stretch, especially with certain details only being canonized by the Star Wars prequels. though the design at least wouldn't surprise me as being an homage, especially considering Square's well-documented love for the series. Then, there's his appearance once he transforms into Chaos, which is strikingly reminiscent of many classical depictions of the Christian adversary, Satan. This here is an unpublished illustration by Gustave Doré for Dante's Divine Comedy, which clearly depicts Satan as being a literally multi-faced demon with bat-like wings. This illustration, also by Doré, was published due to it being more lore accurate, as Satan is described as being encased and waist down. You might recognize this detail being referenced in the first phase of the final boss fight against Kafka in Final Fantasy VI. Though, that's its own can of worms. Even the title for the upcoming Strangers in Paradise might be a reference to John Milton's Paradise Lost, an epic poem which depicts the fall of Lucifer from heaven, painting him in a more sympathetic light. Perhaps Strangers in Paradise will show us how Garland's fall from grace isn't as clear-cut as we believed all these years. Maybe the King of Cordelia betrayed his soldiers, or perhaps Garland was cucked by the Warrior of Genes. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you learned something new about the franchise's first outing, or I was at least able to pique some interest in this upcoming yet already controversial game. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to send the like button the 100th Chaos meme it's seen this week, and let me know who your favorite Final Fantasy villain is. Thanks for coming, and have a great one.